Alright, this is going to be a tutorial for doing the terrain manipulation, copy and paste. Oops, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to go ahead and start a creative game. And this is, to get this started, it is on the official forums. Raven FF has this posted with some instructions on there. You can just go on the official forums, type in search, and say custom asteroids or custom caves, and it'll pop right up. And you want to download his prefabs and put them in your blueprints folder. Alright. Now that we're in creative, I'm going to go ahead and go into space really quick. Let's see, where am I at? Arid. And I have already put those in my blueprints folder. And I also have some of my own that I've done right here. For now, we're going to go ahead and use Raven FF's versions. And we're going to go ahead and just start with something simple. So we're going to go with this blank terrain. And this is going to pop up a completely blank big rock. We're going to go into God mode. And this is literally stone terrain. I'm going to go and get my multi-tool so I can remove some items. Alright. And say you want to add some resources and stuff to this. I'm going to go ahead and spawn a silicon asteroid right here. So now I have both spawned, probably a little too close. I recommend spawning a little bit farther from each other. But I'm going to go up here to this asteroid. I'm going to hit N. I'm going to go ahead and do a selection right here. And I can go into scale, and I'm going to choose just a nice little outside layer of this silicon. Nothing too big. Alright, so now we're going to copy. I'm going to get rid of the selection. I'm going to press N, and that's very important to get rid of selection. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit N, selection, click, and I'm going to go ahead and move this up. And now when I hit paste, that piece is right here. And of course I can twist it, turn it, whatever I want with it. So for right now I'm just going to do that. And you'll notice that there is actually a spacing right here. When you're working with bigger projects, the spacing will be more obvious. But you do want that spacing. You do not want to do this. You do not want to paste it inside of it. That will cause some errors, especially when players are mining. So go ahead and put it right on top. And I'm going to go ahead and hit paste. As you see, it actually glued this to the other piece of terrain. And that is as simple as it gets. To actually do some more modifications to this rock, or to expand that silicon, we gotta do some forming. So, I'm going to go ahead and scale my selection. Sometimes you're going to have to hit N and move around a bit. And I want to get it perfectly to where I just have a small selection right there to get a nice square block out of it. So copy. selection, paste, and now I'm going to move it up. Now this is an interesting trick. So I can actually go down here, now that I have this nice square, and I know it doesn't look square, but it's actually going to glue together with the terrain and become square. I'm going to move it down, and now I'm going to hit the delete right there. As you see, it just made a hole. I still have my blue box with the original size of the selection. Now if I hit paste again, I now have that square. I can hit paste one more time, and now that is actually glued perfectly in there and there's no overlapping terrain. And I can continue doing this by just moving, delete, paste, paste, delete, paste, paste. And now that I have a little bit bigger square, I can go ahead and scale this to the exact size of those 3 pieces. Copy, move it over, delete, paste, paste. And now, say, if I wanted to do other resources, I could repeat this process and, say, put some iron right next to it and some silicon and make a little mix, but you have to make sure that they are not inside of each other. It is a little different than working with the blueprints. And as far as molding, like after I get my resources I'll put into this asteroid, you will want to get a CV with a bunch of drills on it. So I actually have one somewhere. Alright, sorry about this. Oh, rock shaper. This is actually my CV for doing this kind of stuff. Now we use it in creative. Now, one thing I have learned is this version only has 6. I do recommend actually going with more than that, or just filling, like for this design, putting 3 more like right here. 3 or 4 more of the drills. Because one thing you don't want to end up with is little shards left over, because that's going to be very annoying for players. Yeah, once you shape it, which I can go ahead and do a little example of that. And actually go ahead and show you that I'm actually able to get the resource from it. Bingo, I just got some silicon. So now that it's shaped, I'm going to say that this is a completed project. You can go ahead and save it as a blueprint without a core or any other blocks. You want to hit save damage state, and I'm going to save as. So for this I'll just call it demo and save. And if I go to spawn this again, it'd probably help if I'm on all demo. You see it actually preserved my little rock, my little shaping in the corner. And that's about all there is to this. And you can copy and paste these onto structures. You can literally take copy the entire piece together and paste them together, as long as you have nice flat sides like this. That's actually how I created this thing, was by making if I can find it here. So with the station, I actually only made this as a quarter, the top quarter, and copy and pasted it 7 more times. This thing's going to take a while to load in. It is huge. And also another note, if you do end up doing something like this, do not check it for airtightness with the debug. It will cause your computer to crash. That takes a lot of processing power. But the nice thing about these terrain pieces is that they are airtight. So if I go inside the station, I'm going to go ahead and put some fuel and all that good stuff. As you can see, it's airtight, and there is no blocks right here at all. You can get super creative with this stuff and molding it and shaping it. This is really super basic, all the stuff I have done. But Raven FF has also done AI patrol ships with the resources inside of them. That was really cool. And I've also been working on stuff like this, to where there is multiple resources all on one asteroid. And the nice thing is these can regenerate. There's no core, so as long as it is the faction is set to none in your YAML, and that you have the proper anti-grief settings, players can go ahead and mine every piece of this, or even build on it if it does not have regeneration. Alright, that is the end of this tutorial, and if you have any questions, let me know.